Alrighty, welcome back everybody. We are back once again live at the Leather Pocket, Calgary, Alberta, Canada for the 4th annual Barry Hooey Memorial. We have the A-side final. My name is Grant, sitting beside the one and only Mr. Ryan Murray. How are we doing, Ryan?
We are doing fantastic. It's been a great day of pool so far, and I guarantee this match isn't going to be a letdown either.
No, I would have to agree with you. Your A-side final coming up. Stan Tarangelo taking on Joe Spence.
Yeah, this is going to be a beauty.
And of course, and as always, guys, help us out. Hit that share button. Give it a little bit of love.
Very close leg. Stan wins the leg.
And that very well could be the difference maker at the level that these guys play.
Right. We're about to be off and running here.
I would have to agree. Back onto the 9-foot tables. So for those that are just tuning in for the first time this weekend with the Barry Hooey Memorial, it is a little bit of a different format. A-side played on the 9-foot tables. It's 9-ball race to 9. If you go on to the 1-loss side, you go to the 7-foots and play 8-ball race to 6.
It looks like Stan's going to come up dry here.
But 8-ball comes in with the helper.
Yeah, we've got him blocker.
8-ball with the assist. And more than likely a push from Joe here. Although
we may see him pull
you
his jump.
may see him pull out the short stick.
Yeah, Joe is very adept with the short stick. So as we saw in the previous match with Steven, when he just jumped that insanely long over the 9-ball, very close to the rail, and just pounded that 6-ball in. He almost landed right on top of it. What a shot that was.
I missed that. We had an appointment with the kids to go get their flu shots this morning, so went and got that did. And now we're back at the pool hall. And the likelihood, I think, of Joe pushing here is probably 50-50 on the push. Yeah. It depends if the 1 goes past the 4.
He may just kick at this as well. He's weighing up all his options. It looks like he's going to elect to push.
Yeah.
So he's just going to try to freeze that cue ball on the back rail.
Up on the top, a little bit short of pace though.
I think the way he's played that though, I do not believe if the 1 does go past the 4, Stan's only got about a half a pocket.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think it does go by. If I look at this, and you're kind of looking down the barrel of that.
Yeah, it's still, even from my angle, hard to tell, but the way that Stan's loading up on this, I got to think it goes, because he's looking to draw back for the 2.
Yeah. What's going on, Jarrett? We are doing well.
Yeah,
can't really not do well with the caliber of play that we've been treated to today.
Yeah, he rattled that. He had the full pocket.
Yep.
And I think Joe Spence was just tempting him to say, yeah, you want to beat me? Let's see you shoot it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes that reverse works.
Absolutely.
I'll give you the starter.
Yeah. Let's see what you can do.
So pretty decent from the 1 to the 2. 2 to the 3 could get a little bit tricky here. Hello, Laura. Appreciate everybody tuning up. Tuning up. How about tuning in?
Yeah, tuning up, tuning in.
$15.
Ooh.
Joe is just eyeing up this cut on the 1 ball. He's just got to be careful with the 2 ball there. Oh, he's hit that perfect.
It's a question of where does he go with the 3? Underneath the 4, potentially? For the 3 into that left side pocket?
I think he may have to, now that he's got left the angle that he's left. It's hard to tell. That's what he's coming down to look at, though. So I have to assume that's
Even
the
if
way
he goes
wants
on
to play
top
it.
of the 4, right?
Yeah.
Just straight top on the cue ball. Check that right side rail just on top of that 4 ball. Takes you into the 3 to that left-hand side pocket. What's going on, Mr. Lord? Tuning in on YouTube.
Yeah, he's playing high ball here, so he's looking to get underneath that 3. And I don't think the 4 is a factor here for him.
No.
No, he's hit that pretty well. He wanted to be a little bit further, but
Not terrible, though.
Not
Gives him a
terrible.
good angle here to punch that 9 out of the way, open up the 5 ball. That Predator cloth playing pretty slick.
yeah, it's still pretty new. New cloth we know is very slidey.
Well, and you can see the wearability of that Predator cloth. This has been recloth since August.
Yeah,
And obviously these tables get played on quite a bit.
yeah, especially this table. It seems
Yeah.
to be one of the favorites when people come into practice. 15 and 19.
Oh, no.
That's, well, he's, I don't know if he's tied the 7 ball up or not. It's definitely beside it, but it may still go.
I think he's going to have to break it out, Mr. Stan. Take the 3 either into that top corner or the left side, depending on what he's feeling. And use the 5 ball just to punch into the 9 ball. Give yourself position on the 6.
And that just goes to show you folks how tough these tables play when you're playing into the side pocket. You have to be so accurate when you hit a ball at speed.
Absolutely. Really nicely weighted. And again, right, look at the speed of that cloth.
Very, very
Thing
well
just
controlled.
keeps on rolling. Well, we'll see if he leaves himself a little bit of angle here to take this 5 and nudge the 9 out of the way. Nope.
He has traveled too far.
Could go 2 rails behind. I think he's got the angle there. Some right-hand spin on the cue
Yeah.
ball off the end rail, side rail.
I don't know.
It gets flirtatious.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that shot. I kind of think here is, well, I mean,
I don't know if he's got another choice, to be honest.
or you stay low on the 6 and break it out off the 6, but I mean, it could be very dangerous going in behind this 9 ball. He could push that 9 onto the 8. All kinds of weird things could happen.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what he does here.
Oh, he
tried
tried to play
it
it
off.
off. 7.
The 2-way. Brilliant.
Yeah, no, that
Very
was-
smart shot.
I'm not sure Joe's got any gap or can see any part of this 5 ball. We'll know in a second here.
Indeed. What's going on, Neil? Tuning in on YouTube. And looks like the Lord has been playing a lot of pool. That's good to hear. Still myself, Ryan Murray, Jarrett, on the mic. Giving Ben a little bit of a break. He took over this morning while I was away with Ryan, and we're back for more.
Yeah, Joe's just having a look. I think he's going to try to straighten this ball out a little bit. It looks like he can get through that gap. So,
Yeah, between the 7-8 off the end
Yeah.
rail. He might go 2. Nope, just 1 and clean through.
yeah, he was.
The
not
odds of that
expecting
happening are, are
He
so
was-
slim.
hoping that jammed either on the 6 or the 9 there. So
Indeed.
this is a bit of a roadmap for Stan to get on the board here. Oh, he's come wrong side of that 6. Shouldn't be too hard to work out. He'll just kind of slow roll to the short side of the 7, I think.
It might go off the left rail, and
Oh, I thought,
Yeah.
see, from my angle here, it looked like he would run into that 9 trying that, so. Very well done, very well controlled.
this is with this format when we get into the final match. It is a double dip scenario, so it's one of the unique things about this event that if the guy coming around from the B side beats the player on the 9-foot, they go finish up on the 7-foot
That's
tables.
right. Yeah, it is a true double elimination, and it follows the same format as the right from the beginning to the end of the tournament. So, okay, Stan Taranjo opens up the scoring.
Drawing first blood. No, Joe is. This is your A side final. So Joe hasn't lost. Neither has Stan. Your A side final here, and then Stephen and Garvey are playing the B semifinal. The winner of the B semifinal will come around to play the the loser of this match.
Nice controlled break by Joe there.
Yeah, that one should dress up fairly well if the 7.
Look at the 7 come in to
Playing
wreck the
goalie.
day. Oh, wow.
Yeah, no worries at all, Stephen. And where do you push to here? It's always so tough, right? If you push down kind of where the 6 ball is, it leaves a fairly easy safety. Maybe off the rail, kind of in behind where the 5 ball is, leave them a stiffer cut. You could even just push down to over top, kind of down into here by the 5 ball.
I don't think Joe's going to push this at all. He's got to kick at this. If he kicks full, there is a chance to make the ball and roll down for the 2, or he may, if he kicks it, a little half ball, he should get down under the cluster and keep the cue ball up table. I don't like turning this pushover here, but I guess he's gonna.
Is he gonna push to the jump, maybe?
The jump, or give Stan just a half ball to look at, or
I don't know if I want to move the 9 ball.
Maybe he's going to tie up the 9-6.
Put him onto the rail, leave a jump shot. No, put him onto the rail and give him a full ball. Worked last time.
Yeah, that's. I'm not Joe Spence, and I don't play as good as he does, so he must have a plan in the back of his mind here. So.
Garvey and Steven are 0-0. They just started.
Okay, well, it paid off. Stan attacked, and he has left Joe.
So Fargo rate Stan Taranjo is a 7-2-4. And Joe Spence is a 7-3-4. So, but 10 points separate these two gentlemen. And Joe has been playing some unreal pool as of late.
Absolutely.
Making his runs at the pro side of the game.
And, coming off a win in Edmonton. In the memorial there.
And of course, Stan is a very well-known player all across Canada into the United States. A seasoned veteran.
Yeah, very well known and very well respected in the game.
Massively so, yeah. Always been a gentleman of the game.
He's overhit this. He knew it as soon as he thought it. He might have got away with it.
He may have got a piece of the 3. I don't think he can see the whole ball.
He is shaking his head, but he may have enough that he can actually swerve around this. I'm not 100% sure.
Don't know if you want to attack the jump with the 3 ball being that close to the rail.
Yeah.
It's not really so much about the cut. Did he get away with it?
I think he got away with it. Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah, spin to win.
He was shaking his head, folks, even though he could see that ball. He's like a pro golfer. You know, you'll see them upset with a shot even when they're on the green because he's on the wrong side of where he wanted to be.
Correct. Yeah,
So-
they've got high levels of expectation out of themselves. Really nice. Nicely controlled. One rail out. Perhaps a touch of right-hand spin.
He wants to make sure he leaves himself a nice angle to get from the 6 to the 7 here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be just perfect.
That will do.
So he'll just follow this.
Really, there's 3 ways you could go at this.
Yeah.
A little bit of top left behind the 9, straight up past the 9, or draw 2 rails.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's probably going to draw it out. Joe likes to draw the ball. He likes
Sure
to stroke
does.
it.
This is not going to work out, though.
Yeah, he's kind of gone 50-yard line, but
He sure has.
he's got a lot of room to move that 7 ball to the corner. So
But really, at the end of the day, this, with this type of cut, you're just looking to make it.
yeah,
You'll
absolutely.
take whatever the table gives you on the 9 ball.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you were to ask Joe about that last shot he took. I think that cue ball slid a little bit on him when he made contact with the 6.
Yeah, he may have been
Because-
playing 2 rails around to put the 7 in that right side pocket.
Yeah, he was.
Because he attacked that pretty good.
Yeah, and he was
A lot harder than what I thought he was.
He looked very surprised at how close that cue ball came to that side pocket. So
Joe looking to even out the score.
yeah, and with this winner break format, you do not want to give your opponent 2 or 3 rack.
No, not at this level, even at alternate break.
Joe's just going to take his time here, and
Yeah, and I don't blame him.
yeah, this is a very, very important ball. Let's see what he does here. Oh, he's
Oh, you
overcut it.
overhit it.
Yeah, he overcooked it.
Stan will be gracious and accept the gift to go up on a 2-0 lead over Joe Spence
And breaking.
and breaking, and is very, very capable of bringing the break and runs. Nice little drag out there just to flatten out that angle. Played that really, really well.
You won't see Stan make very many mistakes. Nor Joe, for that matter. I mean, he just overran that shape on the 7 ball just a little bit, I think, with that 6 ball sliding a little on him there. So
And of course, we got to give a shout out to one of our local sponsors here for Q Sports Live. It is the Mike Burton Home Team. They are your RE/MAX Realty professionals. You don't just buy a house, invest in a home. You can get a hold of them through their website, mikeburton.ca. Of course, they're servicing all of Calgary and surrounding area.
and not only just buying homes, they'll or selling homes, they'll buy your home too if need be.
If you need it sold, if you need to buy, they've got the clientele. That's one of the things that that Mike Burton does have, is a very, very large list of both buyers and sellers. Makes the process of both really, really easy to deal with. He's been a pro at that for a very long time, and a pretty accomplished pool player in his own right.
Absolutely.
Team Spain Ola was
Yeah.
the team that used to go down to Vegas and compete in Vegas and in Westerns and all over the place.
And Stan is licking his chops after this break.
Yeah. Stan used to be a fisherman in his young days and showed up in my hometown in Kitimat, BC. Good to know, some good knowledge. And traded in being a fisherman for a pool player.
Yeah, strong to get out here.
Yeah.
There is nothing in the way.
Might have come a little short here, though.
He has definitely come short here. I think he'll just, he'll have to take his medicine on a longer shot here, unless he's feeling squirrely and wants to go around the world, but I think,
It looks like he's going to load up. Might go around the world here.
just can't overrun this. That 9 ball's a beach ball if he gets down this corner.
Inside check.
Wow.
Look at that.
Dangerous.
Look at how much inside check came off that ball.
Yeah. He flirted with the corner there, but he come out pretty good.
Smelling like roses.
Thanks for the discount.
Yeah, it came up smelling like a rose there.
Yeah, he'll just punch this 2 rails back.
Oh.
Is he got away with it again?
He got away with murder.
Yeah.
Joe's going to have to go long rail kick. I don't think the short rail is available with the 9 ball where it is. And even coming through off the long rail, or the short rail, I should say. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and that 5 ball is in there deep. He might be able to swerve around this.
Yeah, does he masse? Tough hit either way. Could go just at that chalk, right at the chalk, sitting up on top of that rail, a little bit of left-hand spin. Makes it a very, very difficult hit to gauge the spin and the distance that spin has to take.
As we alluded to earlier, I mean, in order to win this tournament, you need rolls, you need a draw, you need, you know.
Could do the Z shot.
So,
could go the Z shot that way, right? Oh, makes a great shot, but the pocket is hungry. And again, Stan will be gracious and accept it.
Yeah, this is...
and Joe is just getting full punishment. However, we've seen this before, where one player gets the rolls at the start of the match, about halfway through, tends to flip. So Joe just needs to take a little bit of Ben's advice and just hang around.
Yep.
Stick around, take advantage when the rolls turn and go your way.
Yeah, just...
don't count yourself out.
Keep calm. There's a lot of pool yet. So.
Nice little force follow on that angle. Gets himself a little bit farther down the table. Making this 9 ball a little bit easier. And to go up 3-0, Stan Tarango over Joe Spence. Whew, wiped its feet, but found a home.
Sure did. Okay, Joe needs a break and run here.
Indeed. And for those that are just tuning in, not sure who the man himself is, there is Barry Hooey, who we are memorializing in this event. Also known as Captain Calgary. Oh. Just caught the break. He got up there and racked pretty quick.
And that 9 ball has found that bottom corner again.
Yep. Unfortunately, the 9 off the snap does not count in this tournament.
In any pocket. But in Steven and Joe's match earlier today and some of the matches last night, we were talking about how that 9 ball was squirting out of that corner a lot.
Yep. Unfortunately, you know, you make a ball off the break, but you're kind of hampered here by the 4 ball. So we'll see what Joe does.
Yeah, he's just
Gonna tempt him again. Gonna tempt your tummy.
I like that push too, where he takes the 2 ball off the table because Stan has to navigate all that to stay up for the 3 too. And if he elects to take that, I don't see any reason to take this ball on whatsoever. I think he's probably just going to push that 1 ball up table and try to hide behind the 7 there or the 8.
Yeah, no doubt.
If he's got the right side of the 1 ball, he may chip off it and bring the cue ball down here.
And of course, Chantal, we would always have the picture of, look at this kick.
Can you believe this?
Look at this. Unreal.
Yeah.
However, the good news, bad news. Great kick, went in the hole. With bad news, he's not sitting so good on the 3.
Yeah.
But it's even worse news for Joe because I don't think he's going to like his next shot.
I don't believe so either.
I think Stan's going to take that cue ball and bury it underneath this 5-9-6.
Yeah, he has to. He won't attempt the bank shot there because of the double kiss. The 3 ball was frozen.
Yeah.
And he hasn't got there.
Maybe
just.
Does leave a fairly easy jump shot for Joe. And of course, like I was saying earlier, Chantal, we wouldn't miss this event without having pictures of your dad up there. We sure miss his presence in the pool room.
Has he got a 3-8 carom here?
Oh, I think the 3 ball's a touch too much in line with that 8 ball, but
Yeah, no, he didn't have it. He's just gonna play long rail to long rail.
yeah, more
Containing
containing type of safety. And I think Stan's now going to pretty much give him the same shot. Take the 3 off the left side rail and put it on the top rail and send the cue ball back down to this end. So they may bat this 3 ball around a little bit.
Yeah, this is a much easier shot for Stan to get this cue ball safe behind the 9 and 5, perhaps even the 6. I just got to get the speed right here.
Yep. Can use the 7 or the 8 as cover. Just want to make sure that cue ball comes down to this end.
Yeah, he's hit that real good.
Yep. Does it leak? Does
Just
it leak?
again.
I think Joe's got just the left-hand side of that 3 ball. So he can shave that left side of the 3, push that off the rail up to the 8 and bring the cue ball 2 rails around pretty much back down to the same spot he's in now.
Yeah, I would have to tend to agree with you there if he can.
If he can see it, I think he's got just that outside edge. So a little thin shave on that 3.
No,
Nope,
he is
he's
elevated.
going short rail or short stick. Really nicely done.
Well controlled.
And the 4 ball comes to the aid of Joe Spence.
Yep, the tables have turned here now, so I don't know if Stan can see a piece of that.
He must.
Well,
He's looking to see if he can jump it.
giving a little swerve action maybe, or
What a jump this would be.
can you imagine?
What a jump that would be.
This is not quite as far as Joe had in Steven's match. The cue ball was probably about 6 inches closer, pretending that the 4 ball is the 9
Yeah.
and the 3 ball being the 6, and that's the shot Joe made to nut the 6 in
He
the corner.
bombs it from
He
downtown.
Jumped it so far and he landed just about on top of the 6. It was incredible.
Always difficult.
And earlier in the match, Steven made an incredible jump shot, off-angle jump into the corner as well. So
What a shot here. Look at the
this.
juice. Look at the juice on that cue ball. Take and hide underneath that 6 ball.
yeah, these boys came to play.
Tested to the max. Joe looking to do the same.
Yeah, he's
Off
gonna-
that side rail. Just got to watch the wrong angle here and accidentally put the cue ball to the top left-hand corner.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure if he's going to come down and just have a quick peek. But he should be okay. And I think he'd be able to get this 3 fairly full, so. Yeah, that's hit perfectly. Did he slide behind the 8?
Stan gives him a snap of his fingers for a shot well done, well executed.
I think you got about a half ball eclipse there. Stan's going to have to.
I think he's full hooked.
Yeah, he's gonna
He
have
may
to
have
go
to
up
kick.
and down.
Yeah, between the 9-5. Could go 2 rails, I think, behind the 8 too. That makes hitting the 3 ball a little bit of a bigger target. If you can go 2 rails in behind the 8, go here,
Yeah, if you catch the 3 full, you're bringing the cue ball and 3 ball up table where the 3, 4, and 5 are, though. I think that's, but you know, they're going to take whatever option they can hit that ball.
Well, I think that going the 2 rail behind the 8, it makes that target area a little bit bigger.
Absolutely.
Right, than trying to go and split the window between the 9-5. You almost have to hit that ball full just to get away with it.
Yeah, and there is a lot of congestion down there for him to hide, but
Oh, he's going 3. 3 around?
3 in the side shot.
Yeah, 3 rail kick to 3. What a shot this would be.
He's got it, and it's
Look
in.
at this. Oh,
Can
my
you
lord.
believe that? Unbelievable. And you want to bet, folks, he played that.
Unreal. Stan putting on display exactly why he has the reputation that he's got. Unbelievable shot. And isn't that so typical? Hey,
Yeah.
you make an unreal shot and the next one comes up and
He really,
he rifled that
blasted
ball.
at
Yeah,
that.
that
I
was
don't-
almost break speed.
yeah, I don't understand why he would have hit it that hard. But
However, Joe licking his chops to
yeah.
get back at this table.
Absolutely.
After that 3-round kick in the behind and putting it into the side.
yeah, Joe,
However,
Joe needs to run this out and get his arm going in the next couple
Yeah,
of
I
racks.
agree. Yeah. And I almost like drawing the 4 ball here. Going up and down brings that 8 ball into play.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right? I like going just touch draw, miss the 6 off the left side rail, miss the 7. Right? Trying to go up and down. If you put a little too much left, you're going into the 9 ball. And maybe that's the shot.
That's not a horrible option either. I mean, it gives him a little bit of a steeper angle, but because it looked like when he first had a look at that 4 ball, he was certainly loading up on the top of the cue ball. So. Yeah, I think he's going to shoot the gap between the 7 and 9.
Oof, that's dangerous. If you go full into the face of the 8, you're taking that 5 from downtown.
Absolutely. He's got a
Touch of inside. Maybe
he's
he is
got
playing
some
into the
jump.
9.
he hit that
Just
so
he's
good.
perfect.
Yeah,
He's perfect. I think that's what he was playing though, is to go into the 9, and he just fortunately missed it, but also missed the 8 ball.
he was perfect there.
So I'll give you an update on Stephen and Garvey. Stephen up 3-0 over Garvey Yee. Race to 6.
Yeah, and I mean, if this is where Garvey says arrivederci, he has had one heck of a tournament.
Do you know who he reminds me of? Is Al Greenlee.
I would have to agree. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
And fitting that Garvey went so far in this because he was very good friends with Barry Hooey. So
Yeah. Nice little force shot from Joe there.
yeah, he's got perfect angle just to come back around for the 9.
And we'll see whether he decides to draw this 2 rails and out or just go forward 2 rails and out.
Yeah, I think he just punched this off the top.
Could go
rail and
1
out.
too, right?
Yeah.
1 rail and out. Depends on what is, 2 rails and out.
Yep. And he's absolutely perfect.
That will do. Getting himself on the board with this 9 ball.
And that's exactly what he needed.
I agree.
That'll settle him down and get
Yeah.
his confidence up a little bit.
Oh, for sure, because the start for Joe on that with the cut on the 4, that wasn't an easy shot.
Yeah.
And we'll give a shout out to one more of our local sponsors here in Calgary, Nick's Q Innovations. Give him a shout, 403-667-3173. He is the man with the plan when it comes to Q repair, let me tell you.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ben and I were talking about earlier when he fixed one of the cues that hit the floor at hitting spot and shattered into about 6 pieces.
Yep. The guy fixes stuff that just shouldn't be able to be fixed. A genius at work.
Well, another very successful break from Stan. Is he going to end up with a? He is going to end up with a shot on the 1 ball.
Not terrible, however. He's going to go into the pack of the 7-4, and I don't think the 2 passes the 8 down to the bottom left.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from this angle, but you might be right. He might have to. I'm not sure if he can power draw that off the 7 and down for the 2, but.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Roy, I've kind of watched Garvey throughout the event here, and I can't say I know him personally, but I sure am impressed with his game.
Yeah, that's what he did. He drew into the 7 ball.
Yeah. I don't know if that was successful or not, though.
No,
I don't know whether the 2 passes the 8 ball.
No, I think he was trying to flick off the bottom of the 7 to get over to this side here and have the 2 into the side pocket. But
That would make sense, yeah.
he might be able to, if it doesn't go, he's going to certainly lock Joe up here, but hey, he's
Looks
queuing
like
at
he's
this
queuing
like
in.
It goes. He must have half a pocket. He had a full pocket.
Wow. Unfortunately overdrew that. So we're going to see another one of these load up with a ton of side spin.
Yeah, he's probably, I think he's got enough room to get in behind that 6 or to come up with the cue ball behind the 8-9 and put the 4 into that pack and just make Joe's life a nightmare.
Yeah. I think he goes for the open table shot here. And I think he draws with right-hand spin. Comes down here, checks it, and back up. Oh, he went. It must go by the 7 then. I didn't think the 6 went by the 7.
I didn't think so either. It's so hard to tell from our monitor folks.
Yeah, from our vantage point.
So.
Yeah, I didn't think that 6 went by the 7. That's why I said he's going to draw into that with check. Alas, he has proven me wrong, however. And how are you, Brian Harder? Good to see you back on the stream again. I know that Q Sports Live Corporate in Calgary has not been live as what we normally are, but Rod is holding down the fort in Winnipeg. I believe he's actually live today. I think I've seen him come on a couple of times. Pretty sure he has a memorial event that he's streaming in Winnipeg as well. So he's kind of holding down the fort. He's typically live every weekend. Next show for us is in 2 weeks' time, back here at the Leather Pocket.
Yeah, for the Classic.
Fall Classic. Pretty commanding lead, 4-1.
Yeah,
Stan leading Joe. I won't say he's running away with it yet.
Oh, he's getting into that kind of territory, though. Joe Spence has to close this gap.
Well, as Barry might say, it's moving time, Joe. And not sure. 4-0. Stephen Holem over Garvey. And looks like break time, so let's take a little bit more time and we'll run through these pictures of Mr. Barry Hooey. Give you an idea of who and what he was all about, but a dominating presence in any pool room. And I believe this particular photo was from the very first Barry Hooey Memorial Tournament.
Okay.
And of course, the jersey he's wearing here is what led us to the jersey that his team now runs around with. We were all at the Calgary Flames game, and Steph and I were surprised by one of her relatives with 2 tickets right at the ice.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I didn't know this, but Jackson, Joe Spence, Barry were all at that same game. And so I told Barry to come down at the second period. He could take my seat at the ice level, and I'd go up and sit with Joe and Jackson, and realized the jersey that he had on was a borrowed jersey and just entirely too small. And so Steph and I decided to to go get him a jersey, and this is the one right here.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
I've yet to be at an NHL game, but we're certainly going to get out to see a Flames game here. The wife and I.
I'll tell you what, when we went and sat right at the glass, you don't get to gain an appreciation of how fast those players are when you're sitting up in the stands. When you're sitting down at the glass, those boys motor, man.
I'll bet.
It's unbelievable how fast they are.
And it's amazing how fast a guy is 6'4", 230 moves. Like, they just, wow, they're amazing. On TV, it does look like it's slowed down. I've heard that from a lot of people, that watching it live is just incredible.
Oh, it's especially right at the glass,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we were kind of in the defensive end, and when those boys hit, those man, does it ever make a noise? Let me tell you.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah, but our whole ambition with that jersey was to take Barry back and take him to another game, and unfortunately that didn't happen, and so now the Barry's team, which is Ben Francis, Joe Spence,
Eric
Vargas, Stephen Holam, Mark Vinogradov, and Johnny Triple P. And so when they go and compete in Vegas, they take that jersey down there, and the one to sink the winning 8-ball before they do that, go and put the jersey on to memorialize Barry.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. The rest of the year, it's hanging up here at the leather pocket along with his cue up on the wall. So really, really good way to honor Captain Calgary.
All right, and Joe Spence is back at her here. He needs a really good break and a run out.
Mm-hmm. Score update for Steven is 5-0. Trevor, any word on CSL IPL? Kind of, yes. Some. Had a really good conversation with one of the processing companies on Tuesday. Made a little bit of tiny progress there. I'll probably do a quick update next week at some point. But there is, just watch on the CSL IPL players page. We are toying around with the idea of perhaps doing a Canada-only run for one session until we can get the processing of the website figured out. And not that it's not figured out until we can get the mark on our site that they've put up there, which is high risk. They figure that we're gambling, and that is not the case. So bunch of legal stuff that we need to go through to get that corrected, and so on and so forth. But in the meantime and in between time, we may end up doing a Canada-only session because we can e-transfer without the need to process payments.
Yeah, just your
Oh no!
typical red tape, and this is just not
Not Joe.
characteristic
Yep.
of Joe at all.
Not Joe Spence like on that shot. However, he kind of may have got away with it a little bit. This is a thin cut.
It really is.
You got to take the shine off the ball to make that.
But there is a lot of value in it,
There certainly is.
and I don't know if anyone realized that, but that is Joe's third break and the second time he's made that 9-ball in the corner, as we were talking about earlier. So
And as you alluded to, the risk was definitely worth the reward.
100%.
He is sitting pretty on this table. It lays up really, really nicely.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet against him getting out here.
Nope. Tricky little spot here, though. I kind of thought he might draw back into that
I
a little
thought
bit.
so too. Give himself a little straighter on that 5, but he might go back and forth here, or he might just have enough to just punch out from center table. Yeah, back and forth is definitely the shot.
Yeah, I could have made that a touch easier, though, in my mind.
Yep.
I thought he would draw back a little bit off there.
And he's landed absolutely perfect to just kind of stun it there for the 7. He might run through a little bit, but no, this is becoming very, very, very dangerous territory for Joe Spence. So down too far,
Oh,
but
a
he's
little
okay.
bit. That makes it really tricky.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to avoid the 9 ball. You got to avoid the side pocket and still maintain some kind of shape.
Yeah, and he's gonna poke down on this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he might draw to the left side of the 9 and just play the weighted shot.
Yeah, that if he hits the 9 there,
Oh, yeah, he's...
wow.
But great shot nonetheless.
Yep, he executed that perfectly.
He made a really difficult shot look really easy right there, because that was not easy.
And just a standard follow through 2 rails into perfect line with the 9 ball, and we have a 5-1 score.
Well, I'll say this, Stan is starting to pull away to a dangerous point here,
100%.
especially with his break.
And breaking, yeah, this format, you have to break your opponent's serve a couple of times,
Yeah,
which he has done to perfection. So now, you know, as long as he holds onto his serve, it's all over but the crying.
well, and I'll give you the update on Steven's match. It is 5-0 Steven over Garvey, and Steven at the table. 1 trouble ball to worry about, and he can finish this off 6-0.
And the loser of this match will play the winner of that match.
Correct?
And we are playing a true double elimination format.
Indeed. So the next stream will be back onto the 7-foot tables. And that'll be 8-ball race to 6. Oof, I thought that one had just had dead eyes into that right side pocket.
Yeah, he did make the wing ball into the corner. The 6 balls down. He's got a... Can't tell if that combo is wired up for the side. I don't believe so. And the 1 does not... I'm looking down the barrel of the 1 here, so it does not pass the 8 into the corner.
Steven, 1 ball plus the 8-ball to close escrow. Is he ducking here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, nice shot.
Yeah. And he is taken away a lot of escapes there for Joe, so...
Stephen Holem victorious 6-0. Stephen Holem over Garvey Yee.
And what a run for Garvey.
What a great run. He played some really great pool. But I think it must be Stephen just didn't miss.
Yeah. No, he's... after his last match, he caught gear there.
Yep. So Stephen Holem waiting on the B side for the loser of this match to have your B side final.
Yeah, Joe had absolutely no options there, and he just tried to just skim past the 5-ball with some English to come back into it, and managed to just touch it. So,
well, and this table lays out really nicely here for Stan as well.
yeah, the only
Might
trouble
have come a
is
little
the-
bit high on this 2-ball. Not terrible though.
Nope.
A little bit of
Stay away.
inside juice.
Yeah, the only trouble he's really got is to make sure he catches the gap between the 7 and 8 from center table, and
Yep.
that's not much of a feat for a guy of Stan's caliber. So,
Yeah, may have to go short side here. Short side on the 4-ball. Kind of got on the wrong side of the 3. I thought he might hit that a little lighter and just take the 3 to the top left-hand
and
corner.
did it seem like he might have rushed that a little bit?
Yeah.
It was definitely not in the rhythm he was playing earlier. So,
Yeah, I thought for sure he was taking the 3 to the top left. Puts him on the 4-5 really nicely, but we'll see. Goes around.
Oh, that
Gets the jelly rub
is
4 to the bottom right-hand corner.
absolutely a jelly donut roll there. That is crazy.
The pool gods are ever in his favor. Gonna have to punch this a little though, I think. To the heart it goes.
He's back in line.
Ideally, he wants to maybe even push into the 8 and push it either into or closer to the side pocket.
Yeah, he'll be using the bridge here, so Don't want to get too fancy. We all know that.
No, but you definitely, the 8 ball is my target.
Yeah.
Right? The 8 I can put in after the fact, but if I mess this up for the 7 ball, that could be curtains on this game. Right? Give it back to Joe.
He's just going back to his case for his extension.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to leave this because he's got to spin this a bit, and we all know when you're using the bridge,
It's my worst enemy.
yeah. And Stan has his own bridge too, so he might be going back for that. He's
Yeah.
got this pretty cool little contraption. Oh,
Look
there
at
it
this
is.
thing.
Yeah.
Looks like a swan. It's the black swan right there.
It's pretty cool. I was looking at it yesterday, and it's got like green felt between it, so that the
Yeah.
cue slides nice, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of bumped that 8, like I said, a
Yep.
little bit closer to the side pocket. And I think with the 7, you got to go back and forth.
Yeah, he definitely does not want to slow roll this and come up straight on the 8.
Nope. I think back and forth, that gives you either the availability of that right side pocket or the bottom right-hand corner. And the more options, the better. Could go three rails around with some left-hand spin, come on top of the 8, but I don't like that.
No, he played your first shot is to go back and forth. And looks like he's pretty good. I don't think he's dead straight. Well, he's scratching his head. He might be a little straighter than he wanted to be.
I actually think he's on the left-hand angle. He's going to have to push through with right-hand spin, I think. Oh, my goodness.
If he catches that any different, that is gone. He is feeling it. He's playing with no fear.
Nope. He's going after it. And listen, if you're going to try to take on a guy like Joe Spence, that's how you have to do it.
Yeah.
If
keep
you
him
try
in
to
his
play
chair.
tentative, Joe's going to eat you alive.
Yep. And I'll tell you right now, folks, by no means is Joe out of this match.
I will say, it's at this point though, he needs to put one on his side.
Yeah,
he's got to get a ticker.
He's got to get this to 6-3, 6-4 like right now.
Yeah. And he'll never quit. Right? No matter what the score could be, 8 to 1, and Joe's still going to try. He doesn't have the quit, but he's just getting no love.
There is absolutely no love for Joe.
And again, the table, not a terrible layout.
Yeah, there's not a tied up ball anywhere.
1 top left, 2 right side, 3 top left, 4 bottom right hand corner.
Yeah,
4 to the 5 might be the tricky shot. But if you can manage it and get over where the 8 ball is, 5 goes to the right side pocket or the right corner pocket.
Yeah,
Table's looking really, really good here for Stan to put another one on his side.
I was not expecting this at all. I thought
No.
I knew it would be good pool, and I thought it'd be back and forth, like just
I did
trading
too.
blows. But Joe, like you said, is just getting zero love, and Stan has overrun this ball by a country mile.
Mm-hmm.
A little adrenaline in the back arm there.
Oh,
just
yes.
smelling blood in the water.
Listen, when you're up 6 to 1 on an opponent like Joe Spence, the nerves have to get to you because you just don't expect that.
Yeah.
Great shot. Nice little check inside English there.
Back into
This
perfect
is
alignment.
this is an important shot, right? This is one I think he may take a little bit of time with. Kind of on the wrong angle on the 3, probably into this with some top left-hand spin.
Yeah, he's just straight
Yeah.
back down, and
So now he wants to be over where that 8 ball is. So he may have to drag this shot if he can. That angle.
yeah, he would have wanted to play that in the side.
Because he's only
for
got the
natural for
availability
six.
of now 2 pockets, left side or right side.
But that combo is
Oh, the 5-8 combo for sure.
It's kind of duck soup anyway.
Yep, shooting fish in a barrel, especially the way that Stan's been playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shooting the eyes off the ball. But
He's just got to make sure that he doesn't put the cue ball onto that rail and leave the 5 ball over by the horn.
I
on
was
his
just
side.
going to say he's got to be able to control the 5 and the cue ball. So it does make it a little bit difficult. Just punch into the 9, just like that. Yeah, really well done.
Yeah, and he was kind of fortunate there that 5 didn't follow it in. He would have had a, not a hard shot on the 6 ball, but to shoot long table and try to draw back.
Long and draw, yeah.
Yeah, that can, we all know that's miscueable or mishittable for sure.
Yeah. 9 out of 10, I end up just stunning.
Yep.
Right?
Take your medicine.
That's it.
Yeah, Stan does not look to be putting on the brakes at all.
Nope. And I'll tell you, for a gentleman at 70 years old, to be able to play at the level and caliber that Stan plays at tells you how well he takes care of himself physically.
Absolutely.
He's an absolute monster on the table.
He is 100% a favorite in every tournament he plays.
I agree. Came up really short. However, the way that he's been shooting, I would not say he's going to miss this ball.
No. It is a little tricky being that it's so far off the rail, but
yeah, but I don't think you really have to worry about the cue ball. It's just up and back and up and back.
Exactly. It's just make sure you make the ball.
That's it. Wow. Now we'll say commanding.
Yeah, this is
commanding lead.
This is all but over.
Well, unless the pool gods decide to completely make a reversal.
Yeah, if Stan has an aneurysm, then. But I think that's about the only way.
Yeah, he's definitely playing well. That's no question there. The pool gods would have to just completely come and rain on the parade.
Yeah. And he's been breaking so well too. So
yeah. It seems like everything is going his way, and Joe's just not getting any love. And you know what? That's 9-ball pool.
It certainly is. Again, another perfect break with the wing ball going in.
Oh, you know what? He's not terrible.
No, I don't.
Punch straight into the 1 ball with a stun, send it 3 rails in behind the 9 ball.
Absolutely. Yeah, he'll be ducking here behind the 4 ball for sure. Or even
if you hit into the 7,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or comes top side of the 8. It's Joe is just
like this.
Like that.
Yeah, perfect. Even into the 7, maybe. Only thing you didn't want to have happen there is to make it.
100%.
Although even there, right, he still has the 2 into that left side pocket.
And Joe has to be very careful here with the impeding ball rule.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a fairly easy kick, though. I think he's got a window between the 4 and 2 to come 2 rails behind the 1 ball and send it back up table. That's what he's looking at now.
If Stan's cue were to break in half and no one would lend him a cue to play with, that is the only way he'll lose.
Oh, this is going to travel a little too far. I don't know, maybe it put on the brakes just in time.
Yeah, he might get the outside edge of the 1 ball, but that would be about it. You may see him kick at this instead.
Yeah.
I think it's a higher percentage shot. Not that he's got a look at the 1 ball, but where does it lead you?
Yeah, and I mean, there is no value in catching the outside of that 1 ball unless, I don't know. I think the cue ball goes back and forth and leaves a shot on the 1, playing it that way.
I agree.
Yeah, he could see more of the ball than we thought. He played the
I think
old
it's going to leak,
pocket
though.
shot. Yeah, and he's left Joe a shot here.
Yeah.
So
that's why, I mean, the value of trying to do that, I didn't like it. I like the kick better.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. But again, from our angle, we didn't think he had even that much of the ball.
No, so. You're right there. Yeah, I would agree. Good point, sir.
Joe is in desperate need of getting out here.
Mm-hmm. And Kevin, you are correct. A-side final. And the loser of this will move on to play Mr. Stephen Holem in the B final.
In the B final.
So really, no matter who wins or loses, it's just great pool from this point on.
Absolutely.
Right? So get yourself locked and loaded, popcorn ready, some soda pops.
And whoever wins that B-side has to double dip the winner. We are playing a true double elimination, so.
It is true. And if it goes to the double elim, Joe might have come up a little short on this 3-ball.
Yeah, he's really struggling.
He is.
The struggle is real.
It's got to be mentally really tough when nothing is seemingly going your way.
Yeah.
Right, you get punished by the pool gods. You don't quite draw. It's like we said earlier. It's like quicksand.
Yep.
It just keeps drawing you in. And you might see Joe just take his medicine, roll up this 3-ball, potentially putting the cue ball somewhere in and around where the 5-ball is, preferably to the right side. Or is he going into it?
Is he going to try to force this 3 rails around?
I
don't like that at
I
all.
kind of like this. Shooting the cue ball with left-hand spin, cut the 3 in underneath the 9-ball, let that spin take off the bottom rail. He's just got to miss the 9-ball here. And he drew that entirely too much. Going on? Brett King tuning in from Australia, back in the house.
Right on.
Seems we've got a few from Australia that tune in, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, Joe is, I think you're going to see him chip off the 4-ball here and just use the 8 as a stopper for it and try to bring the cue ball back down behind the 9-5. Oh, he hit it too thick, too. Yeah, things are just not going his way at all.
No, and you've got to wonder with the number of limited shots he's had, if his arm is still a little bit cold, hasn't really got into a rhythm to kind of get the elbow grease worked in.
That's a big thing. Stan has kept him in his chair and punished him for every mistake
Absolutely,
he's made.
yeah.
And
Stan kind of got away with a few little jelly rubs and rolls, and that can be a momentum killer.
Yeah, it's very disheartening sometimes when everything's going against you and you're just watching your opponent just roll like a god.
Yeah. And not
so
that, listen,
hard.
you can't take anything away from Stan because he's playing phenomenally well. And it seems like when you're playing that well, you just happen to get all the rubs and rolls and everything that kind of go your way.
That's right. The rich get richer even on the pool table.
It's so true. May have to use the bridge again here. And we'll see if he likes to punch this forward, which I'm more of a fan of punch forward. Thanks, Garvey. Really well done.
Well done, sir. Yep.
When you're using the bridge here, I prefer the top spin.
Yeah.
I think it's a little easier to control than trying to draw.
Yeah, he's punching down and he's electing to draw it. I'm with you, though.
Yeah. However, again, makes those seemingly difficult shots, makes them look really easy.
Yeah. And you can guarantee Stan's hit that shot 2 million times in his career.
What happened with the franchise this weekend? Bad weekend? I wouldn't say it's a bad weekend. It was just a very, very talented 64-player tournament.
Strongest field we've ever had, I think.
Yeah, for a long, long time. Yeah. With that, Stan on the hill, 8-1 over Joe Spence.
Well, this will be motivation for Joe to, I feel sorry for Steven.
Yep, I completely agree. He'll take, 5 or 10 minutes, compose himself after this match, and take it out on his next opponent, which just happens to be Stephen Olem.
Yeah, he's going to look to put a beating on anyone on his way now.
Yep.
And again,
but I'll tell you what, Stephen ain't no slouch. He just got through Garvey 6-0.
Didn't he? So, yeah. I mean, there is no gimmies from here on out. There hasn't been gimmies since last night. So.
It's true. I'm still tall enough. Never need the rest. Very seldom.
Joe's just going to attack everything here. He has to.
Well, and I mean, what choice do you have, right?
Yeah.
Swing for the fences, try to change up the luck a little bit.
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose. And look at this, just
Unreal.
another unbelievably bad kick and bad rub.
Yep.
And the 9 ball has taken away the rail to kick at the 2 from that side.
Yeah, the only thing he can do is kick at it above the side pocket, and it really doesn't lead to good spaces.
No, there's no value in whatever kick is going to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Brothers in battle.
Yeah,
He's just beside himself. I think the wheels fell off a little bit with Joe, and he got punished for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The pool god said, all right, young man, off to the B side and go punish whoever's on the other side.
Exactly. So he's going to kick off the back rail to the 2. And, he might have got his first
Look
real
at
jelly roll here.
this.
No.
Come on.
No, they wouldn't even give it to him one
No.
time.
100%, Kevin. You're absolutely right. His energy was unmistakable in a pool room. Must have watched me play. Well, I can tell you, it means a lot, and I'll tell you what, the next match is going to be phenomenal because you got Steven potentially versus Joe. Joe looking to exact a little bit of revenge. Steven playing really well. Going to be a really great match, and it means a lot to both of them, right? This was for their captain.
Absolutely.
Right? So it really does mean a lot to both of those players, and Stan kind of overran this a little bit. And you know what? At this point, if you're Stan, take the bank. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want the cut that brings in that left side pocket, but I'm pretty certain it banks past the 8 ball, and you leave yourself dead perfect on the 6. If you weight it right, that 5 ball may end up down at the other end of the table here anyway.
Stan may just end up making the 5 and the 9 here the way he's been hitting the ball.
Ain't that the truth?
Juice this down and
Look at, I thought he was going to get behind the 9
So
with the
did I.
juice on the 2.
then we probably would have seen the putter throw.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
All right, well, this, I don't really want to call it the TSN turning point because it's a bit late for that, but
Well, Joe's not
he's
flirtatious.
any sort of opening for Joe. Can you imagine if he came back and won this?
What a I've seen it happen.
I'd probably throw up.
I've seen it happen. I've watched I watched Ben Francis in the Alberta Bar Box Championships in Red Deer, down 8-2 or 8-1 against Eric Vargas. Come back to win.
That's unreal.
He did it twice. Once against Eric Vargas, and once against Derek Moore. Same
Wow.
event.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So this is why I can't count out Joe, even though down 8-2.
Yep.
Stranger things have happened.
Well, that's why we weren't saying that Joe would be playing Stephen Holm for the B final. It's as long as you're rocking balls, there's a
Chip
chance.
in a chair, right?
Yeah.
Chip in a chair is all you need. Yeah, Eric Vargas did play. He was taken out by Garvey, if I remember
correct.
correctly.
Yep. And that was another hill finish.
It sure was.
Oh, this is one of the few times Stan has come up dry.
Are we starting to see a changing of the tides?
Yeah.
2 ball lays up nice. 2 to the 3 might be a little bit of a challenge. I think that's your game winner.
And I'll tell you right now, if Joe runs this out and then breaks and runs his next, he'll have Stan
yes,
thinking.
Of course. He'll be thinking, I got to finish this kid off.
Yeah, and that puts a little bit extra pressure on yourself, and anything can go wrong from there.
I agree.
Yeah, see, he's hit that ball with a lot more purpose than he's
Yep.
hit a couple.
I agree. Some confidence starting to show through in the arm, which is always a good sign. It's 2-3. This is the shot right here. Needs to get in really good on this.
Yeah, he's going to thick that 2 and just kind of flick that side rail, I think, and stay on that side.
I'm wondering if he's coming underneath for the 3. Uh-oh. I thought he was going to come underneath for the 3 up past the 6. So here's the shot, chip to the top side of the 3 ball past the 4 right side rail, leave that 3 down on the bottom rail and leave the cue ball up top.
Yeah.
Even potentially behind the 7 ball with the cue ball.
Yeah, I mean,
7-4 kind of in the way.
yeah, if Joe could get that 3 ball safe down below the 5 and get up around the 6 ball and just give himself some time to breathe.
Yeah, this was a very, very tough field of absolute monster players. Been some really great pool all weekend long. And you know what, guys? We got to thank you tuning in and hanging out with us all weekend. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, we got people tuned in from all over too, which is awesome.
Yeah, and just overhit that a little bit, a lot of it. I kind of
A lot
thought,
of it, yeah.
yeah, I kind of thought he would just shave that, right? Use that 7-4, right? If you just put that cue ball kind of in line on the rail up top, and cue
Yeah,
ball
that's
or
what I
the
was
5 ball
kinda
anywhere down
thinking
there. or
as
3.
well. Like, you didn't have to overhit that, but you wanted to create distance, I guess. And I mean, Stan has to come with a stroke here, so. And indeed he does.
He puts it hard.
And gets another jelly roll too.
But
just
does-
flick that 4 just enough that it passes.
Does it pass? It must. Yeah,
Yeah, it
he's
did
down into
before
that
the
right
rub.
away. No questions.
And it absolutely almost couldn't have worked out better because then he stays on the right side with the 5
Oh, he
ball,
flicked
too.
it. Oh, I thought he missed it. Did you see that flick?
Yeah, he didn't really stroke at it. He did
No,
kinda
he
poke
poked and flicked. I thought for sure, but again, right? Pool gods are on the side. Good things happen when the pool gods are on your side.
He's hit that real good, and now he'll just look to get down below where the cue ball is now. Little tricky. Can't really.
I think you just straight top this out. Take
Yeah.
the 7 bottom right, hit and stick for the 8 to the left side.
He might do that. He's got a bit of an angle, so
I think it's the outside angle though. All he's got to do is just play straight top.
yeah.
You don't have to do anything with the cue ball. 7 bottom right hand corner. I'm not sure really what he's questioning here.
I think he doesn't want that outside angle on the 7 because then there is no pop and hold for the 8 ball. You know, he has to force something. So is he going 2 rails around?
I don't like this at all. This is where things can go wrong. You try to do too much.
Yeah, he's wow. He's come down below the
Oh
7
my
ball.
goodness.
I mean, when it's going good, Grant.
How flirtatious did he get with that left side
That's
pocket?
incredible.
Right?
You bring the
I kind
pocket,
of think
the
that
8 ball
may
into
have
play.
gone off the horn of that left side pocket to put him in this position.
Oh,
See, when you try to do too much,
yeah. He is walking away with his mouth open. Don't read lips, kids.
yes, right? Well, Joe needs to bear down here. Nicely done. Off the top rail and back up again.
Yeah. I just think Joe needs to pretend like he's just got his headphones on and he's just
That's
hitting
it.
balls. And
Listen, you're down 8-2.
Yeah.
Any chance you get at the table's a gift,
Yep.
right? Just swing. There's no pressure at all anymore.
And every time Stan makes any sort of mistake at all, if he jumps on him, Stan is going to go cold.
Yeah, of course.
It happens to all of us.
Yep. And that was for the win,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
4 balls on the table, and my opinion, did too much and got punished for it.
Yep.
Right there, at least from our standpoint, my angle,
I would agree.
Straight top. You don't need to do anything with the cue ball.
Yeah, I would
Just
agree.
off the end rail, and you're dead in, 7 down to the bottom right hand.
Even if you got a weird little cut on the 6, you're still going to have the 8 was a hanger.
Yeah, I mean, the 8 was like shooting fish in a barrel.
And here we go. Joe's got a 1 ball down and an opening shot.
Yeah.
Are the tables turning, folks?
What a comeback this would be.
If the youngster could get this back, wow. That would be just absolutely fitting if you get this back to Hill.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
I'd have to be standing up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Be too excited to sit down. Thank you, Warren. Appreciate it. Because so the question on Facebook, how can there be no pressure? 1 miss, that could be it. But we know that, right? So does Joe.
Yeah.
1 miss and that's that. But there's no pressure when you're down 8-1 to try to come back to finish. You just have to jump on opportunity if it's handed to you.
The pressure is definitely on the guy leading. He's got to finish.
Closing escrow on a match, especially with a Joe Spence opponent, is a heck of a lot tougher than what it seems.
100%. And I mean, Joe tried to hit that 2 ball.
Does he go for the 3-9 combo? I'm not a fan of that.
No.
I kind of like this. You got to use the rest in order to accomplish it. Just shave that 3 ball. Come down off this bottom rail and into the 6.
Yeah. As long as it clears the 7, where you're golden, right?
I would say even just marry it, right? Cut the 3 over to the 7. That puts you past that 8 ball, off the end rail, and into the 6.
Yeah, the problem was if you don't get behind the 6, you leave that, that chip off, and you're just going to be glued yourself on your next trip.
Yeah, so he did it the other way.
Yeah, he just
right, same type of idea.
Yeah, he just.
But I think Stan may have just a sliver of that 3 ball.
Actually, the way Stan's looking at it, he might have. Does he have it potable from there?
I think he may. If he can see it, he can pot it.
He's level queuing. He can see it enough to pot it.
4 goes off the 5.
Look at this.
He dang near overcut that.
Wow. Another unforced error by Joe.
Mm-hmm. Unreal. Sounds good, Kevin. We'll be here. Yeah, nice little bump control on that 5 ball. Nothing to do here. Make the 5, draw over for the 6 ball. And this could be curtains.
Yeah, I think you're right there. This is just a formality now. He's just going to shoot the gap between the 7 and 8 off this 5, and it should be all over but the crying.
Yep.
Oh, he had enough to draw straight back. Perfect. Yeah, this is not looking good for Mr. Spence. But he is by no means out of it yet. He will have his shot on the B side to play Mr. Stephen Holm, and then we'll see him back on the 9-foot again.
I agree.
Again, so
yeah. That was the one mistake to end it all, letting Stan get a sniff at the 3.
Absolutely. Oh, Stan, he has to be so proud of his play this weekend.
Oh,
he's
an absolute monster. Ooh.
That wiped its feet a little bit, eh?
Oh, did it ever.
He knew it too. He's whistling a little bit there.
Nonetheless, it found the hole. So did the 9 ball. What a performance from Stan Taranjo, your A-side winner for the 4th annual Barry Hooey Memorial Tournament.
Well, you know what he's guaranteed? his name on the trophy.
He is guaranteed a trophy.
Because both the winner and the runner-up go on the cup, and each the winner and the runner-up get one of the new trophies that
100%.
Larry Walper provided.
How about a look at those beautiful trophies?
Aren't they?
Yep.
And keep in mind, folks, that Larry was one of the event coordinators and played in the event, but he has purchased those trophies out of his own pocket.
He did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. And that is the Hooey One-Time Memorial Tournament Cup with all of the past winners on it.
And Stan will have his name on that guy this weekend.
It sure will. Stan the man. All right, guys, with that being said, we are going to shut down. We'll bring you the B-side finals coming up next. Don't go far. Get your popcorn ready. On behalf of myself, Ryan Murray, and the rest of the Q Sports Live team, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you've clicked that like button on our Facebook page as well as a subscribe button on YouTube. That way you're notified when we come back. B-final coming up next. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.